Hey, welcome to Three Conservative Gimps, where we give you the information you need to make a good decision at the ballot box and give you all kinds of information on what's going on in the political world. So, welcome everybody. Wow. We're going to mainly talk about Trump's speech from the other night. And sadly, I missed it because I went to bed early because I get up early to go to work. So I heard it was a real humdinger. And part of the reason why I didn't watch is I kind of knew there was going to be, some fireworks and stuff. And, past Trump speeches have been kind of, but this one was good. So let's get this show on the road. We may have a guest later on in the show if he's feeling up to it, but let's get going. Let's welcome my friend from all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma. It's the print man, the man with the 3D printers. It is Lloyd Mendenhall.
Hey, how you doing, Art? How you
I'm
doing?
doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Cooling off here. We may get some snow tonight.
Well, we had a little rain yesterday. It was a little cooler yesterday. Today it was in the upper 50s, so it wasn't too bad. It's been windy. We've been having a lot of wind lately, but it's
Yep.
springtime in Oklahoma, so.
Same here in Colorado, and it was a nice, partly
Hey, Brian.
sunny day in the 40s. So let's welcome all the way from the blue state of New York. It is Charles Galusky. Welcome, welcome.
Hey Art, hey Lloyd, hey everybody in the chat.
Howdy, howdy.
Duty, duty.
And weather in your area, Charles. What's the forecast?
Well, we're warming up. Had some rain yesterday. Kind of gloomy today. Really overcast. I think we're supposed to, unless it has changed, supposed to dip down below freezing for another couple of days, but that's okay because we've had plenty of wind to sort of help dry things out a little bit.
Cool. Alrighty, let's dive right into it. The Trump speech the other night. Had a lot of interesting moments, a lot of funny moments, and a lot of moments where Trump just called out a few people there. So let's start with you, Lloyd.
Well, I saw the last half of it. I missed the first part, but I saw the last half. I missed the part where Representative Green got thrown out. And as an old man with a ponytail shaking his cane is not the thing to do when you're in the middle of that's a little uncalled for, and it was an embarrassment. And I will say today that he was censured,
Yes, that's
and
right.
nine or 10 Democrats actually supported the censure. So that was that was good to see.
Yep.
And it's an embarrassment. I got a picture I want to share, and
Okay.
it's from that. And let me bring this up if I can bring it up. Yeah, there. Whoops. Hang on a second. Let me.
All right.
And let's see. Window. This one right there. This is. I think this should be the face of the Democrat Party.
Yes.
I mean, could you find two more? I mean, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was but yeah, that I thought that was hilarious. I saw that and I did a screen grab because I was watching it when they panned across and I'm going, my God, what a couple of sourpusses. But
Yeah, the gal
uh,
with the purple hair, she's a congressman woman from Connecticut.
yeah, well, there becomes an age where I think you shouldn't be dyeing your hair different colors. It's just
Right, right.
that woman is too old for purple hair. But
Yeah. Well,
but they all had sour expressions on their faces. They didn't
yes, they did.
they didn't stand or applaud for anything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
sat there with their little
Little bingo signs. They're little.
yeah.
I want to make a bid on that Thunder mug there, right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean that's I mean even for the kid that was you know, a cancer survivor
Right.
and was made a member of the Secret Service.
Mm.
I heard somebody say that he might have done a better job than some
Yeah.
of those that was there.
I'm sure he would have.
Yeah, and the kid that or the guy that he kind of grabbed, you know, kind of picked him up, the Secret Service guy, that was the one that helped protect the president and get him out. He's the one who took charge and got him out of there when them gals were going like, you know, they didn't know what to do. But,
Mm-hmm.
hey, Brian, and everybody in the chat too, by the way.
Yes, we got good crowds going tonight, and yeah, so Trump, uh, fairly close to the beginning, he pointed out or he called out the Democrats, saying that he knew they weren't going to, you know, applaud, stand, or you
Yeah,
know,
says
they weren't gonna like they
there's
weren't gonna
nothing
like.
I can do to make you happy, you know,
Mhm, that's right.
and they just fell right into, you know, he set them up and then they walked right into it. You know,
Yep.
that's the thing.
Mhm,
That's the whole thing. It was now I this is a question I've been trying to figure out because every year this, you know, or every 4 years or no, every year this time of the year is when the president gives a State of the Union address.
mhm.
Was that what this was?
No, this was a joint session with Congress. It's kind of like State of the Union, but he's only been in office for 6 weeks.
Well,
So
that's true, but hasn't every president done a State of the Union address
no,
prior to
not
this?
after. No, only a year following their first term.
Okay,
Yeah, because
that's what.
that's when something gets done.
Yeah.
And mhm.
Okay,
and
that's. I was curious about that because you know that was one of the things I was like,
mhm.
they keep calling it the joint session. Well, okay, isn't
Yeah,
that what they
right.
do every year? But
Nope, that would be the State of the Union, and it's usually in February, if I'm
yeah,
correct.
there's been a couple of times they've held it. It was a little late, like during COVID. I
Right.
think it got delayed a couple of times.
Mhm,
You know, and they had it like in March because originally when they did that, it was in March. You know, they had it in March,
mhm,
and then they slowly have moved it further and further closer to the first of the year. You know,
mhm. Right.
so
And I've noticed also in the crowd was the Democrats were on, well, the left side, and the Republicans were on the right side. Where in past, you know, they would be dispersed. I would imagine.
no, they've always stayed
Always
on the
have
left.
that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's where the left and the right comes
Ah,
from
okay.
their positions in the House when they have a joint session like that. Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's the way it's always been.
Okay. Well, thank you for that
Yeah,
clarification.
yeah.
And the
See, and that's
Supreme
what threw
Court.
me off because this was just like a, you know, I don't think the chief justices were there.
Yes, there
They
were
Or
were.
some
were they?
Yeah.
They were there.
yeah,
Okay,
in
see
the front
this.
row. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. So well, learn something.
They,
Okay.
they looked a little. They looked a little stiff,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
almost like they were afraid they were going to be made targets.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that? The Democrats?
No,
Oh
no, the
yeah.
chief justices.
Oh, the chief
Uh,
justices. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, they're supposed to be nonpartisan.
yeah. And who was the one who? When was the only time you heard a chief justice speak out, at least in modern history? And who was it? Or a justice? You know, one of the justices.
I
It
don't
was
know.
Chief Justice Roberts, and it was with Obama.
Okay.
He called him a liar
Oh, okay.
out loud. He said, "Liar,
No, that was Wilson. That
Wilson."
was a congressman, not a
No, no,
justice.
no, 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 no.
Oh,
The
I
chief.
think he mouthed
Well, he
Right,
said
and
it
then
enough to where everybody. No, they because they called him on it. The press called him on it. He's not supposed to speak up, and he did.
Okay.
And if you look it up, I'm pretty sure because because they actually tried to censure him, but they couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're not allowed to say anything. But this Chief Justice Roberts did. Obama was talking about some of the things that that the Chief Justices had passed on or had made rulings on, and that's when he the Chief Justice Roberts called Obama a liar.
Right. Okay.
And everybody saw it. And
Mhm.
but it wasn't just like before we've had congressmen say that, but no, with Obama, Chief Justice Roberts did that.
Okay.
And
All
that's the
right.
first time it ever happened in modern history.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you said,
Oh, somebody's waiting for us, and there we go, Mr. Happy, Mr. Please himself, Bill
here a while,
Ronayne. Welcome,
actually.
welcome.
Been here a while, actually.
All
And,
right.
and they looked at the tape and they decided later he said, not true, is what he said.
not true. You're right. That's right.
He mouthed the words and they said it said not true, although some people said he called
Yeah,
it.
I knew it was.
Hey, look, there's a new Harry Potter movie coming out.
Ah, there you go.
Tell me
Bill,
this guy
your mic is a
doesn't look
little
like the
soft.
substitute, wizarding of the dark arts.
Yeah.
Ah,
Right there.
okay.
Yeah, he
Come
could
on,
be.
Charles. He's got that look. If that cane lit up like a
Yep.
staff.
Yeah.
Bill, you want to turn up your mic a bit?
Turn it up.
Or,
Yeah, just a little.
yeah,
Yeah, for once we're not trying to punk you.
yeah.
Yeah, for once. Uh-oh, let me see what happened.
Well, I'm completely innocent of that. That was actually Max and Tammy that used to try that crap.
Try to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to do what crap?
Punk
Tell
you.
you that your mic was muted when it wasn't.
It should be louder now.
There you go. Much
there
better.
You go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was just saying, fucking Harry Potter villain, right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
with his magical cane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where's it? Excelsior.
Did you see the picture I put up of them two old broads sitting up there, with one with the purple hair?
Yeah. I only saw the one though, because I was over there putting a shirt on.
Ah, okay.
But all right. That was all an act. He's full of crap. He knew he wanted to get thrown out. That's what what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was all an act. Like but these people, and they told me, oh, they're disgusting. They're using a what's his name? Rachel Maddow accused Trump of practically claiming he cured the child of cancer. That never frickin' came up. Never even came close to coming up. The child contracted cancer back in 2018.
Yeah, he's a and they
had nothing to do with Trump. He never said it did. Here's the thing. That kid's kind of probably famous locally. Local. Right. Is a cancer survivor who's supposed to be gone in 5 months, and now he's still and it probably made some local news stories and like that. Several local police departments made him honorary policeman. Apparently that's the story. Well, this story, of course, I'm sure the president reads through a lot of stories of people that would like to, they would, and he chose this child. That's it. That's it. Get over yourselves, you assholes. You never heard of Make-A-Wish? He did something nice for this kid who's been struggling at a terrible life. Did it belong there? I don't care if it did or it didn't. Stand up and say, and God bless that kid.
Yeah, exactly. And the Dems,
and all the parents of the people that were lost, they don't applaud them either. I mean, they suck because of politics. Even the Republicans got up and applaud. When Biden came in, they were shown on the video. They got up. They did their polite applause for the position for the position because he's president.
Yes.
Right.
How are we ever going to get anything done with these idiots? Seriously.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seriously, how we ever? I don't know.
Well, maybe this might be the thing that people see who these people really are and say, You know what? Maybe we ought to, at least, vote Republican or vote for, I don't know, a more moderate Democrat if you want a Democrat.
Yeah.
That's what you want to vote for.
Well, it's like I heard him say today with the Democrats, says they didn't the leader, Joaquin Jeffries, supposedly told everybody, yeah, exactly. Cool cat. But he supposedly said, we do not want any disturbances. We don't want any of that, because instead of them talking about their messages and they're trying to send, come up with a message to, they've got, like, we were there and we were polite and we showed how we could be. Instead, now everybody's talking about Representative Green and his, antics and stupidity. Their message has gone. No, they don't have one. That's the problem. They have nothing to talk about except this, as Cool Cat put it, this tribal BS.
Musk steals was one of the little
Must
Oh, yeah.
steal.
stupid
False. Save
steals
Medicaid.
what? What's
Yeah.
What's
he
he
stealing?
stealing?
Yeah, he's a billionaire. What's his
Not a
motive?
billionaire. He's the richest man in the world. What is he stealing?
Yeah.
Seriously,
Mhm.
because he's cutting spending, and then what? He's pocketing it and putting it on the spaceship and putting it in orbit or something. What the
Yeah.
hell is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
Seriously, you talk about fiscal responsibility when you're running for office, and then they're trying to do it, and my God, they won't. Every single thing they try to cut, they go
Yeah.
berserk over.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I'm tired of the whole thing. They're fascists. They're this. They're that. As Musk is taking over they are doing what they said they were going to do when they ran for president.
Yep.
Mhm.
Or when he
Yep.
ran for president. When
When
he ran with him. I guess he ran beside him.
He ran beside him.
Yeah, he ran.
Yeah.
He ran in the crowd.
In the
Anyway,
crowd.
No, I mean, he's got no more power than President Trump gives him. And
That's right.
It's it. Yeah, kindergarten science. You're right, Brian. It's amazing. Hold on.
They're doing what they should be doing, what people should have been doing all along.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
What? I'm sorry. What? All along. Who's
What
Charles?
they're doing right now? What Elon Musk is
Oh
doing?
yeah. What they
Yeah.
should have been doing all right. It wouldn't have hurt so bad if they would have started it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's press. What about the price of eggs? Stop it. 166 million destroyed chickens in this country. The only country that decided to destroy the chickens because of this avian flu.
Right.
About 20 million were killed through the avian flu.
Mm-hmm.
To figure that out, I guess eggs are going to be more expensive for now.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. This
Why not
is
do it, Trump? Matter of fact, Biden's the one that signed. They signed signed that order to destroy all those fucking chickens. You put it there. You got one sick chicken on your ranch. You destroy all the chickens.
Wow.
well, and the fact that you can't get avian flu from the eggs.
Yeah.
That's
You know.
what you say. Well, you got to breathe it in. It's got to be ingested.
Well, that's what happened. That's what destroyed my uncle's lungs and eventually killed him was the avian flu from the dust and stuff in the warehouse he was working at. So
Don't they irradiate eggs anyway on the way out to make sure that the chicken is dead and there's no germs, there's no viruses?
yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They go through a whole process. And
Well, I like my medium radiation. Just the right.
Uh-huh.
Just the
slight,
right
yeah,
amount of
yeah.
flavor.
I like my balut partially embryonic. Yeah.
I don't know. But the speech was fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
They said that there was a poll afterwards that said like 73% of the country liked the speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's pretty freaking amazing. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was upbeat and funny.
He was.
Back to the left, he made a joke about it and whatever. You know what? I don't know. We're never going to see another president like this. I don't think. Seriously.
Well, yeah.
Mhm.
Not in our lifetime.
Talks to you like your neighbor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like how he called out Pocahontas. Oh man.
That was funny.
Uh,
Oh, Pocahontas like that.
yeah. And she was even clapping too.
Yeah, she was. He says, "Oh,
Right.
Pocahontas even clapped for
Of course,
that."
she likes that. Yeah, spending hundreds of billions of dollars more to send overseas so these people can kill each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whatever happened to the party that stopped Vietnam?
Yeah.
Make love, not war. What happened to that?
Mhm. Yeah. Whatever happened? How about the women's movement or women's rights? Wow, what happened to that? Now they're
Yeah.
all
Now,
about
Yeah, wait.
pens and
A bunch of them
women's.
showed up in pink for women's rights, but only their alleged reproductive rights, nothing else.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm. And how about the pink outfits? Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah, it's just that was only for reproductive rights, though,
Yeah.
and they have reproductive rights.
Hmm.
that's how you can tell. In house, it's over. In-house nursing. I'm sitting here munching on prunes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, the fruit of Klingons. Yeah.
Sunny.
Hmm.
They're delicious.
Yeah. Yeah,
Help me
they
have a
are.
nice help me have a nice BM. I can't do this anymore. This guy's sticking that thing in my ear. Get. Let me pick something else.
Yeah, there you go.
Something more appropriate.
There you go.
Yeah, the horse crapping in the Walmart parking lot. That's
Yeah.
it's equivalent.
Hmm.
Well, let's hope these guys. Oh, they're not going to accomplish all that. I don't care. I hope if they accomplish 20%
Yeah.
of what
Well,
they're trying, what they're trying to do, we won.
Hmm.
well, and that's the whole thing. It's like
Not we, everybody. I mean,
yeah.
won.
I've always said that I look at life as, I expect the worst, I hope for the best, and I'm happy with anything in between. And that's kind of what we're getting out of this Doge is, they're finding the worst of it.
Hmm.
But, let's clear up some of the bad stuff, and then the good stuff will float to the top.
Oh, they haven't touched it. They haven't found all the bad stuff yet.
No, they ain't even close to it. But yeah,
All the easy stuff they found so far. They're going to find more and more and more. This stuff is very layered,
Yep.
buried under decades of bullshit.
yeah,
Yep.
that's how
How do
that's
you save Social Security? Well, how about one by getting rid of all the fraud? How much
Yeah.
money? How much money would you have back from that?
yeah,
Same thing
Mhm.
with Medicare fraud.
yeah,
Save
exactly.
Medicare. They're holding that up. Oh, save Medicare. I guess they dropped the mantra that they're going to try to end Social Security too, because you heard
Mhm.
that. Now it's just Medicare.
Yeah, and the Democrats, but that's the problem. Democrats haven't had a new message or slogan since uh, uh, probably this.
It's the same thing every time, except this time they magnified it
Yeah,
by a large number, because they've always made it try to make it sound like the Republicans are the party of the rich. The Republicans want to just take over your lives. The Republicans are going to take away your rights. They're going to they're going to take away Social Security, and they're going to take away Medicare. It's the same fucking thing. Excuse me. They say
yeah.
every election.
Well,
And it's, except now they've accentuated it with the words fascist and Nazi.
Yeah.
I just it's incredible. It's incredible.
Hmm.
and the only fascism I ever saw was in this last administration. That was more fascist than anything we've had
Absolutely.
so far.
Get a shot in your arm. You can't fly. Get a shot in your arm. You're going to lose your job.
Yeah.
More fascist than fashionable.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, it was, and it's just they don't have they've yeah
25% capacity and keep all your customers 6 feet apart, or we'll close you down. That's what businesses were dealing with.
yeah
For the longest time, I was dealing with 25%, then 50%. And that's in Florida, where we came back fairly early compared to a lot of states.
right
Mm.
right
Yeah.
yeah
I never got it, which is, I don't know. I mean, I got sick, but I don't think I had it. But I've been tested.
Right.
And I work with hundreds of people, and I was in contact with people with COVID. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky, I guess.
Yeah.
Says the guy
Yep.
with a tube sticking out of his wee wee. Just lucky to have such good health.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Well, I mean,
tomorrow is the day I disconnect. I'm so excited.
one of my my good friend here in town, he'd gotten COVID, and you know, and his wife nursed him through it, and everything was fine. She didn't have a problem. And then after he'd gotten it, he'd been really sick. He didn't have to be hospitalized, but he was really sick. So he went ahead and got the COVID shot, and she chose not to. And when the D variant came out, she not only got it, but she was dead within 5 days.
Wow.
And she was a perfectly healthy. She died the day before her 60th birthday. She was hardworking, good health, you know. Uh, but when it hit her, and it's like
Wow.
you know,
What did she die of?
she died of organ failure related to COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, when they got her into the hospital, her organs were already starting to die off, and they were shutting down, and already starting to die off, and this all happened within 1 week's time period.
Mm.
They got him, and
Because of a flu.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the D variant, that was the one that got her. She'd helped her husband, you know, deal with that, nothing. And so she said, "No, I really don't think I need it. I've been exposed to it and doing good." And then that variant came out, and boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the problem with it, even though it was a flu, is the fact that it was new, and our bodies had no
Right.
resistance to it.
Yeah.
That's what made it so virulent.
Yeah.
And now if you get it, once the fever breaks, you're not. They say you're not contagious anymore. You can go back to work. They've really changed that. It used to be 7 days of a clean test, then it was 3 days after a clean test, you know, and a clean test, and now it's your temps over.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now that it's made the rounds, and people are building a natural immunity to it, the flu.
herd immunity. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I think I don't know. It was different because I just listened to Fox News. I can't remember who they were doing the story, and they were doing the timeline of when it all started, you know. And it was like, oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. And it's like, had they let Donald Trump keep people from coming in like they wanted to instead of taking him to court, and I don't think it would have been as bad here.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
But you know, you don't know. But yeah, and the fact, like you said, they're the firing people if they didn't get the shot, and
Yeah.
you know, I tested positive.
Just making people show that they even had a shot. What happened to the privacy? You know, the privacy laws and your medical history. When I was a corrections officer, if you somehow found out one of the inmates had AIDS, you weren't allowed to tell anybody. If you told anybody, you could lose your job. You could actually be prosecuted.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they were discrimination in a prison setting.
Herd immunity, boy. It's funny how that didn't work for those chickens.
Yeah. Herd of chickens? I heard of chickens.
Yeah, or a flock of chickens.
Flock immunity.
Yeah.
What the flock immunity?
Yeah, flock immunity. Yeah.
Herd immunity worked for Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you got one dead chicken. Kill them all. Yeah. Only country.
What a great program. Imagine if they were in charge in Europe during the plague. Oh, one kid in the village has it. Kill them all. Just to be nothing left.
Yeah, burn the village to the ground.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Already.
How do you know she's a witch? I'm sorry.
So, what were the funny lines?
Huh?
what were the funny lines in the speech?
in the speech.
He had a few. Can't
The
think
one
of
where he talked about the billions of dollars for the LGBTQI plus in Lesueto. Nobody knows where that is.
Nobody
And
knows.
everybody just and
a
what
country
was
nobody's
that?
ever heard of is what he said.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
of that.
Country nobody's ever heard of. They all
Mhm.
laughed. And then there was the other thing was something about
Sedentary.
sedentary
Yeah, sedentary migrants.
Yeah.
migration. What the hell does that mean? How do you migrate and be sedentary at the same time? It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Mhm.
You know, what is we got a bunch of sedentary illegal immigrants here now. They just won't effing leave.
Yeah.
They're just stuck.
Mhm.
They're just stopped.
Mhm.
So they're like the Miralax of the government. Just
Yeah, and it used to immigrants and migrants were two different groups of people. Now they're just all migrants.
yeah, they're all migrants. My wife
Yeah.
is an immigrant.
Who's going to pick
Came here
your
legally.
fruit?
Took a lot of time, effort, and money to
Yeah.
become a United States citizen, and she has been since 1988.
Yeah.
So that's a minute or two. And she doesn't like this shit. You just walk in and you get to stay, and you get money and benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah, my neighbors across the street, they fought for years to get they were their oldest son was like 9 months from having full, where he could get his citizenship, and he decided to go back to Mexico. And when he came back, they wouldn't let him back in, and they spent 10 years and hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to get him back legally. And he finally made it, but he came back the legal way and brought his wife and kid by then, because the reason he wanted to go to Mexico was because he was there was a gal there from the village that his grandmother lived at that he had been corresponding with, and he wanted to go back and meet her and marry her, and he did. But it took him 10 years and of fighting and with the government and different agencies and trying to get it done, and they finally did it. Yeah, economic migrants
Let me
not.
just, I mean, I shouldn't even have to say this, but I feel like, people that listen to us, and nobody's saying it, but they think that we don't like Mexican people,
Mhm.
and it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I like everybody. I like them. I like the Central Americans. I like the South. I like them all. I've met people from all those countries. I mean, probably all of them
Yeah.
over the course of my life, and I like most of them. You know what I mean? They're people to me. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about same thing with Canada. More fentanyl flows across the Canadian border than it does Mexico.
Yeah.
I love the Canadians. Obviously, was married to one, and I still don't hate them. And that fucking bitch. Anyway, it's got nothing to do with their race or their personality.
No.
It's just how you go about it. I mean, it's very disrespectful to the country.
Mhm.
To think that all you got to do is sneak in, and we're just so lazy, and whatever. We're never going to catch up to you, or take care of business. And really, it's just try to emigrate to
Oh yeah.
Sweden or any European country. And see
Right.
Ireland, see what they tell you. Ireland, unless you've got a direct or at least fairly close descendant that's still alive, good luck getting in that country. Sweden, I know a girl whose mom got married to a Swede. She moved to Sweden. She wanted to move there and move in with them, and they wouldn't take her because she didn't have a degree. She didn't have any money. She didn't offer anything.
Yeah.
And that's what they want. They want a new citizen to be able to offer something, even if it's a skilled labor, something. Well, we don't even do that. We just ask that you don't be a fucking jerk off. Don't be a criminal. Don't be a drag on society.
Yeah.
That's The bar is low, man. Just come in here, work hard,
Yeah.
be a good citizen.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
it.
take the Pledge of Allegiance and take it seriously.
Yeah.
You know, if you're here, if you're coming here, get ready to assimilate and understand that you are an American citizen.
Yeah.
If you're, regardless of what your background is, I mean, you can eat all your cultural foods that you want. You know, if you've got a cultural costume that you wear at a particular time of year, go ahead and wear it. But you're an American citizen, and you have to be loyal to this country.
That's right. You can wear that costume all year. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Wear whatever you
Mhm.
want all year long. Do whatever you want all year long. Even talk against the government if you want all year long. Once you've committed to be a citizen of this country.
Mhm.
Whatever. Again,
Yep.
it's not that hard. It's not.
You
that
want to
hard.
wear your lederhosen
an
with fishnet
experiment.
stockings? That's fine.
You know, it's not an experiment. If I ever
They
decide
don't fit that well.
to retire in some,
They the stockings chafe me too much, so I quit wearing them with my lederhosen.
Okay.
well, anyway.
Yeah, it's you know it, and you know like
I think in Ukraine now, if you can carry a rifle,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
you're
right
taking
now
it
that,
right now. Same thing with Russia. I think I'm pretty sure they're starting to.
well, I think with the Ukraine, I think you have to bring your own ammo and rifles.
Hmm.
Right now you do.
Yeah, now you do.
And pierogi too.
God, the only thing they clap for was continuing the war. What a bunch of stupid asses.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Seriously.
Well, and
No,
you know,
no,
going back,
would we like Russia just to leave? Everybody get their borders back? Everybody be happy?
Yeah.
200 or 300,000 people come back to life magically? Yes,
Yeah.
we love all of that. And they're all about as likely to happen as that last thing I said. Because it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
And-
what's your solution? Keep fighting until a couple million people die, and then maybe eventually the Russians leave like they did with Afghanistan? Is that what you're hoping for?
I think that's what they're
Mm-hmm.
expecting. Thought it worked with Afghanistan and worked with the Ukraine, but
In the meantime, how many people died?
Mm-hmm.
and yet he's supposed to be Zelensky is supposed to be all for supporting his people.
Mm-hmm.
Care about them.
So, you know, going back to what you said earlier about you know the peace movement in the 60s and you know the party of you know the end of the war, it was actually Nixon who ended and ran on ending the Vietnam War. It was Johnson, the Democrats, who kept escalating it.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yep.
If you look back in history, it's like they blame Tricky Dick Nixon for the Vietnam conflict.
Exactly.
He inherited it, and he is the one that got us out of there, pulled us out of there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy with how he did it, but
No, I'm not either, but it's you know, it's one of those it's you know, it is, but the Democrats, I used to say years ago, it was the Democrats that start the war and it's the Republicans who ended it. And that was the case for many years. I mean,
cool cut. Has it really been a million people? I mean, that's according to reports. I don't know how accurate, but okay,
Mm-hmm.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep spending.
Yeah,
Let's keep sending
Trump
more
said it
bombs.
was. Trump made a similar comment where he said it was hundreds of thousands, and he said some people are you know the total would be millions or a million.
yeah, it might be on both, you know, with both sides. You know, there's, you know, I'm sitting there. One of the things across my mind is I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about how bad does it have to be when North Korea is sending their military there, and those guys are refusing to fight.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, I think a lot of them, they were going there and they said, yeah, we'll go, and then get the hell out of North Korea, and then, hey, we're not going to fight now that we're here, and they just disappear into the woodwork. You know,
Mm-hmm.
way to get out of North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, but that should tell you enough right there.
Yeah, exactly.
They missed a pit in that last prune. It was like chopped up too, so it was like several pieces. It kept
Ooh.
catching me. Ow, ow.
Mm, mm.
Boy, they're good. Prunes are
You know
good.
those things. The only
Yes, they
problem
are.
I see with prunes is those things will just run right through you.
That's a
Yeah.
plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's a plan. After
It's
surgery,
my
sometimes
time.
there's a little
Right.
problem. I got a little problem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Although I'll make my announcement right here and now on your show. I had a BM about an hour ago.
Oh,
Good for
congratulations.
you. Yay.
On the
Yay.
body. And it only took not animal. Not an animal. What do they call them? It only took a suppository to do it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're just really stacking the deck there. Prunes,
Yeah.
suppositories. Yeah.
Yeah.
More
Mm-hmm.
floated
That
better.
can, yeah.
At least you're not blonde and you weren't
Art,
taking
just to
orally.
let you know, Bill will not be on your show tomorrow night unless he can do it from the bathroom, because that's probably where he'll be tomorrow night.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Hey, take a little Miralax. That'll clear you out.
Yeah, there you go. Or go lightly. Yeah. A big gallon of go
Yeah.
lightly.
What sick son of a gun thought of that name? Go lightly, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah. And be
That's
sure
actually,
to
there's this little bottle of stuff that with they had us get for Judy one time.
Bourbon.
And let me tell you, that little bottle right there, that stuff will clean you out before anything else will. Yeah. And
mm.
I can't remember what it's called. I think I still got some of it
So what
in
do
the
you do with the
bottom.
bottle? You stick it up your ass, or what do
No,
you?
you drink the
You said the
Ah.
little bottle clears you out. You didn't say anything about. So there's some kind
yeah,
of liquid, magic liquid.
magic elixir in this little bottle. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's called castor oil
no, it's not castor oil either.
or liver oil, cod
Nope.
liver oil.
Nope, it wasn't that either.
Uh,
It was
I'm on a stool softener now, by prescription.
uh,
yeah,
And I took Miralax the last 2 days.
yeah,
Didn't work.
yeah.
Yeah.
They decided Judy hadn't had enough of that, and one night they decided, well, they gave her the enema, they gave her the Miralax, they gave her a Ducalax, and they kept and
Well, Ducalax is the end.
yeah, yeah.
mhm.
Still, well, when they got through with everything, it started working, and it worked for 2 days and constant. And then and they were coming in the next night to give her one, and I said, I told the nurse we'd gotten to be friends with him, and I said, well, unless you want to spend the rest of the night in here changing her, I wouldn't recommend doing that, giving her any more of those. And he says, oh, and then I told him what happened. He says, no, thanks for warning me. He says, because he said, I said, well, I just don't want to see her going through all that either. I said, because they, yeah, exactly.
What a great conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I had chili with beans tonight too.
Ah, there you go. Mm-hmm.
I had
Beans.
two hot dogs and two cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
My wife cooks them up on the grill the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Heat them up. A little American cheese. I
Mm-hmm.
don't usually eat American cheese, but it's good on hamburgers for some reason.
Yeah.
And lettuce and tomato and ketchup and mayonnaise. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think American
great.
cheese is the only really good cheese to put on hamburgers. I don't like cheddar is kind of oily and it just
Yeah.
doesn't melt right.
I like cheddar, but
Mozzarella's pretty good on hamburger.
there's no
Yeah.
flavor. Mozzarella is okay, but I'm an Italian. I'll tell you right now, not a lot of flavor there. I like to be able to
Yeah.
tell it's there. Besides the fact it's easier to swallow. You
Yeah.
know, like provolone, I like better than mozzarella because it's got a little sharper
Ooh.
taste to it. I don't like Monterey Jack cheese on a hamburger.
Oh
How
yeah, I
about
do too.
You
how
know.
about Havarti? That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, how about it? How
Or
about
Yeah,
it? What's the
Havarti.
party?
I like pepper jack on a hamburger as well.
All right.
Well, pepper jack, like the Monterey Jack I was getting, actually is pepper jack. It's got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
square bits.
Has it's just Monterey Jack with little bits of jalapeno in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to watch that though. Too much is irritates the
Might have a backfire.
irritates the bladder.
Oh.
You know, and you don't want to try to go to the bathroom too hard because you can cause damage. I want this to go smooth tomorrow when they pull this thing out of here. I want to hear that champagne cork pop. It's out. Woo!
Yay.
Hey, there you
Oh,
go.
it's uncomfortable. You know, I can
Well,
feel it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's uncomfortable. And it makes you, I have a little leakage issue. Aren't you excited?
Ah,
It's not little. I go through 2-3 diapers a day with the catheter. And the cath works. I mean, the bag fills up.
okay.
Apparently, I've
Mhm.
been wearing diapers with it. I guess they're not called diapers. What are they called? Adult
Incontinent products.
huh? I'm ignoring Artie. What'd you say, Charles?
Depend.
Huh?
Depend is the brand name.
That's the brand. Oh, I thought you were saying panties. Well,
No,
I
no.
mean, you know, I don't mind them so much without the tube hanging out. I know that thing just restricting your movement everywhere you're going, hanging in. I found all kinds of cool places to hang it when I'm working around the house. You know? But yeah, no, it's very uncomfortable.
If you've got Amazon Prime, go look up Bill Engvall's Sell Them for Parts. It is absolutely hysterical, and he has this hilarious routine about how he was in the hospital and had a catheter and had it removed.
Oh, that sounds
The whole thing is just. I mean, I hadn't laughed that much in a really long time.
That's because you're a sick son of a bitch, laughing at our agony.
Uh-huh. Well, we'll have to call you Sponge Bottom Square Pants.
Funny guy.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have laughed at that one. That wasn't even a good joke.
No, it wasn't even good. Laugh at something good.
I know. The problem is I laughed at it. That encourages him, and I should know better than to do that. You know, it's like,
as my wife says, knock the wood that there's no further complications. That it comes out, everything's fine. I don't have to have another one put in because I'm not passing water, which could happen. And this would continue for another week probably. You know, then it all goes schmord.
so have they gotten any of the test results back on any of that, or did they run any tests?
What kind of test?
Like biopsy or anything? They did all that before they did the surgery, though, right?
No, no. The biopsy was to determine I needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there'll be follow-up tests
Okay.
to watching my PSA.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and within a couple of months, it should go down close to zero. It should disappear eventually, but practically, you know. And then if it starts to go up, that means the cancer spread to lymph nodes or something.
Right.
Yeah. Which more than likely won't happen. You know, most likely won't happen, but it could happen. But most likely won't. I didn't wait. First opportunity to decide what path you want to take. Get it out. Thank you, cool cat.
Yeah. I hope everything just comes out fine tomorrow.
Anyway, this speech I thought was tremendous. I thought it made a bunch of good points. The reason they don't do a State of the Union at the beginning is because they don't expect that there's been that much change since they were elected normally. But they could have done a State of the Union because of all the different things he's tried to enact. You know, which is off the charts. But I mean, it was just an address to Congress, you know, and so he could present whatever he wanted. You wanted to present those parents of the dead soldiers? That's what he does.
Yeah.
If he wants to present a child, that's what he does. And it's up to you to be an asshole and sit on your hands.
Right.
The fact that they did that just shows what jackasses they are.
Well, and that's it. You know, I was listening to a lot of different reports today, and there's a lot of people that they're not on the record, but they're talking, you know, and saying that, you know, they're
Later on,
embarrassed by
realizing it was a mistake and it should have clapped. Yeah, I don't believe them.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, that's just a response to fallout.
Yeah,
that's all that is.
Exactly.
If you have to be reminded that it's uncool.
It is.
With that kid God bless him. He's barely. God.
Well, like the kid that got the
Or
West
those parents. Or those are the parents of the raped and murdered victims.
yeah,
And you have to
or
be reminded that you need to show some support to those families.
or
Then you're in the wrong job.
the wife and two daughters of the man who died protecting them with that nutcase that shot Donald Trump,
Mm-hmm.
The girls looked aggravated, but I don't think it was towards him. I think it was towards the way the Democrats were behaving,
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it hasn't been that long since they lost their dad, so it's still pretty fresh for them,
Well,
but it's really sad that partisan politics like that is so bad that the Democrats felt that's what they had to do, and that's the problem. They do not, and I've heard it said, of course, we probably shouldn't be telling them, but they need to come up. All right, I can agree to common sense. Let's do some common sense, but here's something. Here's a way to approach it that might be different, but still be common sense. But the Democrats aren't doing that. Instead, they're just doubling down and tripling down on the same tired old message. And that's why 73% of the people had a positive reaction to that speech last night, because 73% of the Americans realize the other side is just pushing manure,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even Fetterman said that the Democrats were just being petulant.
Yeah, he didn't get up either.
Yeah.
He's disappointed in that one. He started sounding like a level-headed opponent. I don't mind the level-headed people on the other side. We need them. You don't need to take complete control of it. You don't want to take complete control of everything. Seriously, there needs to be opposing voices, but they have to be this side of loony. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
singing spirituals. Like they're
right. Yeah, that was
like they're trying to emancipate the slaves. They're a joke. These people, these millionaires, living off the public trough, acting like they're just one of us and they're trying to save us and protect. They're so full of crap.
Mm-hmm.
They are. He wants to run it like a business. He wants to be accountable to the investors. The investors are us, and he wants to be accountable. And they're not accountable right now. It's ridiculous. Any business with an accounting line like this country has would have been out of business 50 years ago. It's bullshit.
In reference to the singing that happened today in the down at the, what do they call it, the pit or whatever it is, when they admonished or when they censured Representative Green. He comes down there to be called front and center, and all of his little buddies, all the little Democrats, come down there and start singing spirituals, and so
it means nothing, right? All it is a public reprimand.
Yeah.
Doesn't change. He doesn't lose any committee seats.
No.
He doesn't lose any power or vote or anything like that. It's just a public reprimand.
Yeah, I heard. I don't know who the lady is. She's the black lady that has no hair.
No hair, that one.
Yeah, that one. Well, she was in a committee today, and she was just screaming and shouting, and it wasn't her time. It was her time nobody had allocated the time to her, and
they called her out. They said, "You're just trying to get yourself kicked out."
Yeah, you want to get kicked out so that you're show up on MSNBC or CNN. Yeah,
right. Yeah. She brought up the network. So you're just trying to get kicked out so you can get yourself a spot on MSNBC, and we're not having that here.
Yeah, that was good. I thought that was really good. They're not putting up with the childishness, and that's what it comes down to. It's just childishness, and I mean, when ideology gets this bad, there's something wrong. When a party's ideology gets so bad that they can't at least be human,
You can barely tell that woman talked out of place when you see the news reports. She knew they would do that too. They just tie it all up in a neat little bow and make it look like she's being persecuted for being a black woman and a Democrat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They cut out all the ridiculous horseshit that came out of her mouth. It wouldn't stop coming out of her mouth, or the fact that it was not her turn to talk.
Yeah, and like he said in the interview afterwards, he goes, everybody has their 5 minutes. We go through, and every Democrats, Republicans, you all get to say your piece. But you get to say it when it's your turn, not when it's somebody else's.
Mm.
She had already spoken.
Yeah.
She just wanted to talk over the top of everybody else.
So she wanted to scream
Sounds
about
entitled to
women
me.
getting raped and stuff like that. Like, okay, well then why aren't you doing something with your party to make sure that these criminals don't get back out on the streets so they can rape women? You know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
she started blurting out that there's statistics that show that the amount of attacks on women from the immigrant population is lower than those born on this side of the line. You know what? Screw you. That's impossible. It's not even possible when you think about it. Because if you're talking about the number of illegals versus the number of United States, we want to talk about percentages, and even if it were true, even if it's true, what the fuck does that matter? If they weren't here, the number would be 0.
Yes.
If they weren't here illegally, I don't care if 8% instead of or 0.8% instead of 1%, of the population commits a sexual assault. Oh, okay. So what? It would be 0.
Yes.
It's got nothing to do with God
They're-
Almighty. They're not supposed to be here. Why are you going skipping past that point?
It's
Come here legally, and then assault me.
yeah. Well, it's just they have absolutely. It's so frustrating to listen to them because their message they don't have one, and I've heard several people say, and the Republicans are like, hey, we need speed, like you said, we need one party does not need to run everything because then you've got a problem. We need those voices. But they need to be tempered with common sense, and they just seem to have lost it, And of course, like you said, they're all upset at Elon because of what he's doing. As of today, he just launched a SpaceX spacecraft to go up and rescue some astronauts that the Democratic government selected NASA. They couldn't bring these people, or not. They couldn't bring the astronauts back. Yeah. So Elon sent his people up to do it.
Couldn't do it probably in a reasonable period of time.
Yeah. Well, they've been up there 6 months already.
Elon has presently working ships, and he was probably able to go a lot sooner.
Yeah. But the other the ones that the Biden administration backed, well, they put them up there, but they couldn't bring them back because their aircraft or their spacecraft was bad.
Yep. Boeing.
That's what I was trying to think of. For some reason I'm saying IBM. IBM's not into that.
No, they're in the computers.
Yeah, I knew that, but
they used to, and then they split it off and called it Lenovo, and now
Lenovo.
That's pretty funny how the tariffs are going to destroy the country, and you got Apple. It was about to put $1 billion into here that they could have put somewhere else, and Taiwan's semiconductor, biggest semiconductor company in the world by far, is going to spend what would they say, $500 million? I mean, 500 million, 500 billion. I don't know, some ridiculous. And they're going to be investing in us making chips here in this country. And the fact that it's owned by a foreign country, I don't care. Creates jobs, creates wealth, creates income.
Yeah.
All the chance that's taken is taken on by them, not us.
Right.
They go to business.
Yeah.
They can't even be happy for that. They freaking caught the terrorist ringleader of Abigate.
Yes.
And they couldn't applaud that.
I know.
What is up? You know what? Seriously. These are wins. No matter who you are, no matter what side you're on.
Exactly. They couldn't applaud I forgot. I saw it in the chat, and they were talking about Abigate. I saw somewhere, and they were wanting to know what Abigate was. It's somebody that wasn't American. I think it was when I was watching one of the live streams that was presenting. Is like, they didn't have any idea what it was. Like, what's Abigail?
Actually, if you talk to half the protesters, they won't know either.
Oh
They
yeah,
don't know anything. They don't know anything. They don't know what they're. You ever seen interviews inside those crowds? They don't know fucking anything.
oh yeah.
They're except they're partying outside with their friends.
There is a guy that has made, and he thought, well, and he's not making as much money now as he was, but he's made millions off of providing the crowds. He ships in and buses in. They hire out all of these protesters, and he's got a company that.
George Soros?
No, there's a company in California that provides these, and they're hired out, for different things by, and it may be Soros money that's coming in to pay for it, but he provides the crowds and the busing and all that, and he's made a fortune.
And signs.
Yeah, and signs. He provides all that stuff.
Well, my wife's saying something about a group that was faking MAGA people. They were interviewing them, and they were supposedly voted for Trump, and now they're disappointed in everything he's doing, and he's turned out to be the dictator that everyone said he was going to be, blah blah. And they got caught though.
Right.
They got, like they're idiots. Everybody's got a history. So apparently, research was done into all these alleged MAGA people, and they weren't. They were left-wing activists.
Yeah.
I guess it's just easier just to do AI, by the way, and deep fake it, which is going to be happening, which does happen now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need our own version of the blacklist and have Reddington out there.
Yeah. We need a guy like him on our side. Yeah.
Well, guys, we've covered a little over an hour, and we covered a lot. We covered the speech, Bill's incontinence, and what else did we talk about?
There's at least one crappy subject I think we talked about.
Crappy subjects, and and cooking, and
Oh, and cooking. That's a great one to follow that one up with. And cooking.
And cooking.
Yeah.
And Bill's dirty diaper.
Yeah.
And cooking.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
And Bill, I would thank you for coming in. I knew this would be something that you would love to.
I honestly, everybody knows what I'm going to say before I say it, probably. But I didn't. I'm sorry I was late. I wasn't sure I was going to come in because I'm not. I felt better. So anyway, that's why I can't wait for this to be over. It's very sore. It's been in too long.
Yeah.
Got to go.
Like Brian says, good luck tomorrow, Bill.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's got. I've had those, and I know how miserable they can be.
After a week,
After a week, yeah.
Oh my God, get it out.
Yeah.
I feel like cutting that little balloon hose.
Cool Cat says his favorite part was talking about the tube and Bill's wee wee.
I'll bet it was.
Hey, Steve Knowles, I didn't even see you. You were lurking.
All right. Well, thanks for everybody in the chat for coming. Please tell your friends about the show. Let's grow this channel, and everybody have a great week. And don't forget my drone show tomorrow night, which is on an hour earlier. And we do 2 hours, maybe more, if I feel like it. So everybody have a good night. God bless. Catch you next time.
Later, everyone.
Good night, folks.